All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. And we do have some changes to the agenda. So 2.1, changes to the agenda recognitions. Items 3.1, recognition of Colonel Daniele Mastroberti, representing the Consulate General of Italy in Miami, in appreciation of the renewal of the partnership and funding for the Italian program in the Okaloosa County School District through 2023 is deleted and will be rescheduled for February 22nd, 2021. Superintendent's Human Resource recommendations, added item 9.12, employee suspension. Discussion agenda, added item 10.2, 2021 through 2022 FSBA Master Board Program, intent to participate agreement. And then board members' announcements and requests, moved to item 15.1, 2020-21, 2022 FSBA Master Board Program, intent to participate agreement to discussion agenda. So I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
Move it.
Dr. White makes the motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mrs. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. So we'll go down to section 6. 6.1, members of the public desired to address the school board, Form MIS 5241, public input and/or discussion of agenda items, and we do not have any blue cards at this time. Section 7 was committee and staff reports, workshop only. And now we're to section 8, consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. So we'll move down to section 9, superintendent's human resources recommendations. 9.1 and 9.2 were informational only. 9.3, out-of-field report for the 2020-2021 school year. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. 9.4, employment separations. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. 9.5, personnel recommendations. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move it.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. 9.6, employee transfers. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll so move.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Dr. White. Any discussions? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. 9.7, employee suspension. Need a motion to approve.
I'll
Move.
Sorry.
Ms. Vancheck has the motion, and Dr. White, I'll give you the second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. 9.8, employee suspension. I need a motion to approve, please.
I move it.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Dr. White. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. 9.9, employee termination. I need a motion to approve, please.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Motion carries 5-0. 9.1, reinstatement, reimbursement of sick leave due to line of duty illness, injury, medical examination. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Garner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. 9.11, leave without pay. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Ms. Gardner makes a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. 9.12, employee suspension. I need a motion to approve.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Gardner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries 5-0. So we do have one item that was moved over to the discussion agenda, and 10.2 is FSBA 2021 through 2022 Master Board Program. And at this time, I need a motion to approve this for discussion.
I'll move it.
We do have a motion by Ms. Gardner,
I'll second it.
second by Ms. Evancheck. And at this time, is there any discussion regarding this particular item?
Well, I'd like to say something about it. When I first looked at the information we got on the paper, I took away from that, that this program, I saw it as maybe something that would be more in the line of a credential that this board might get, that would be, something that would look good and put us at like a different status or something like that. However, when we had the representative at the workshop come on the phone and explain it, I heard what she said the program is totally different than my thinking. So what I got from what she said is that it's mainly a program to help the board and the superintendent representing the district know how to work together and so forth like that. So while I would not be totally in objection if the rest of the board members would like to do this program, I do not see that our board needs this at this time, that I think we're working great together. As a matter of fact, not to be flippant, but the things that this board and the superintendent and district have tackled in the last couple of years, we could probably run a workshop on how to work together and survive. So having said that, I don't see the amount of time that needs to be invested with the other things that I see coming forth, the things that we have coming, still fighting the pandemic, having the sales tax just come through. I don't know that at this time, in my opinion, it would be worth the investment for what we would get from that. That's just my thoughts.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Gardner, any comments?
I agree, and also, I had a concern with the cost, that we have participated with the training, the annual conference, what was that, a couple of months ago, and then the cost that, and I'm sure it's a worthwhile program, but again, Mr. White presented us with information that's coming down, and I think every dime is going to be important. So, and also, I think I understood that this would be an ongoing, every 2 years at election time, that this would also be a cost for new members coming in. So that was my concern on it. And I'm sure it's a worthwhile program, like any professional development. I'm sure we would gain something, as Ms. Evancheck said. I do think that we could write a book and help other, maybe we can go out on the road and we can do the workshops ourselves and earn some money for the district. So, but that was my thoughts.
And improve student performance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you
That
go.
is-
There
that's
you
the
go.
key.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How
Dr.
to
Kemp?
survive and
Well-
continue student performance.
My thought always was from the beginning, if you recall, the investment of 20 hours of the superintendent's time away from his desk, every board member away from our desk. But also, when you look at the whole picture, I have no doubt that anything that Tina Pinkerton and Andrea Messina did would be of worthwhile
Yes.
quality. That is
Right.
not my concern at all, because I know those individuals and I know the workshops would be quality workshops. But when you look at 67 school districts, and only 6 have elected to keep that up, to me, that says it's not something that at this time we are in need of going through. So I think that a delay, or maybe review it in the future, but certainly right now, I agree that we are all working hand in hand for the best interest of this district and keeping our target goals at top of mind in everything we do, and those goals being forefront, of course, student achievement and academic excellence as stated in our vision statement. So at this time, I think that it's not in our best interest maybe to participate this year.
Okay. Dr. White, I know you made comments on the phone the other day. Any other comments?
Well, no, just to say that if there had been a motion and a second at the appropriate time and discussion of that matter, I would have offered some prepared statements, and my answer would have been to vote no.
Okay.
Particularly at this time because of the budget situation, when the House Appropriations Committee says that we're $2.75 billion short. I think it's important for us to demonstrate symbolically and in reality frugality, because I'm concerned that in fact this school district may again be called upon to make further sacrifices, and I'm just very, very concerned about that. So that's all I have.
All
Thank
right,
you.
well, thank you, Dr. White. And of course, you know, being the legislative liaison with the FSBA, that they approached me about it. That's why I brought it, and that's why I'm glad we're having healthy discussion about it. And I appreciate everybody's comments. But in order for it to work, it would have to be, all of us would have to be on the same page with it. So I do appreciate everybody's input on this. So, Mr. McInnes, do we?
Well, you have a motion on the floor, so you just take a vote, and if the vote is 5-0 not to approve it, then you're
Right.
done.
Someone
And
make a
excuse me,
motion.
that's not how I heard that
didn't hear a
motion. The
motion.
motion I heard was that for us to have discussions.
Discussion.
I've not heard a motion to, in any manner,
Right.
anyway, to approve such a program.
Right. So if, you know, if we were going to vote on it, somebody would have to make a motion and then a second. So, but I think at this time, we were just opening it up for discussion, so, since it was,
Fine, that's fine.
okay.
Dies for lack of a motion, in
Yes,
my
yes,
opinion.
yes. All right. So let's move on down to one of my favorite parts of the meeting. And Dr. Kelly, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, well, we did have a lively meeting today, and so I'm anxious to deliver some information to you. We have 11 task orders on the table, and task order number 1, I'll be very brief, I promise. It's the Niceville High School roofing that has been completed, no issues to date. Task order number 2 is the district-wide school security upgrade project. Phase 1, we should say Phase 1A is complete. Phase 1B refers to the controls on the cantilever gates, and we still do have a few issues with those gates, but those are being worked out with the construction company and with their engineers. Phase 2 is in progress and about 75% complete. Phase 3 is the design phase, is in the completion phase now. Task order 4 was the Baker Kitchen renovation, and that project is done and has been approved by the health department, but they are continuing to work with that school. They have asked for, and they are getting, a vegetable prep workstation, so that's in the works. And they've had no warranty issues with that work as well. Task order number 5 was Joe Etheridge Stadium. That is complete and is still in the warranty phase right now. All is good there. Task order number 6 was Pryor Middle School's kitchen renovation, and Jacob's representatives met with Mr. Anderson of Food Services, and he has accepted the design so that when the food service fund balance is in a position to begin, they'll be ready, so they'll have the design phase complete. Task order number 7 was moved, that GMP was moved to task order number 2, so that's been complete with that phase. Task order 8 was Kenwood Elementary School Kitchen Dining Room roof. That has been complete. The replacement has been complete and is doing great, again with no issues. Task order number 9 was repairs to Jack Foster Stadium at Crestview. Those plans were just received last week, and they are expected to get a signed copy within the next 2 days. And then they can move forward. Task order number 10 is the Bay Area Office Emergency Remedial Efforts, and the flat roof section has been complete, and our understanding is that as soon as they get the panels in for the other roof, that will begin. And then task order 11 is roofing projects. They just got the final plans in according to Dustin of Jacobs, and that should go out to bid tomorrow. And he was excited to report that there was a lot of interest in the local roofing people, and so that's always good to hear that we're able to maybe bid that out to locals.
Yep.
And so the last school board meeting in March, we should have the GMP for that item. And then any additional items, we just reiterated that the first Citizens Oversight Committee will meet February the 24th at 4 here. And we're looking to bring a master plan of those projects to the board for information very soon, hopefully by the end of March. And then we should have that pre-GMP for certain multipurpose rooms at the next school board meeting as well. That was a lot.
That's
to
a lot.
discuss, but I gave it to you in a thimble version,
But-
Reader's Digest version.
But that means things are happening.
They
so
are
that's a-
happening, and I'm so excited
Yes.
that pretty soon the public can see some progress
Right.
being made with our asset sales tax.
And Mr. Chairman, that was
Yes, sir.
an excellent report. And just out of curiosity, or to confirm what I think is the case, that meeting on February the 4th, that will be noticed? Is that-
24th? Yes.
Okay. And 24th, that will be
Mhm.
noticed, and Mr. McInnes, board members may attend, is that correct?
The notice includes information to the public that board members may be in attendance, so yes, sir, you
Excellent.
could
Okay.
attend.
All right, very
All
good.
right.
And it's
Okay.
here, the 24th at 4 o'clock, and I understand that, sorry, 23rd. Okay, thank you, the 23rd, thank
All
you,
right, that's
Jan.
all right.
And at 4 o'clock, and Mr. McGinnis will be going over the sunshine law that
Yes, ma'am.
pertains to that group as well as it does to us.
We're going to have to watch that 30-year-old video, or do we have?
No, please, no.
Okay.
I know what
My
you're
hair
talking
was a little
about.
different color
No.
back when that video was done.
It's actually a film strip.
We don't have the projector
The little
that's all in
ding
surplus,
that
so
you
we
turn
can't
and
show
every time it
that.
dings.
Oh, goodness. Well, thank you, Dr. Kelly, for the outstanding report. At this time, school board members, if we'll move down to section 17, we do have public hearing. And 17.1 is public hearing for adoption of amended fiscal year 2020 through 2021 notice of tax for school capital outlay. Is there anybody from the public here to speak on this item? Hearing and seeing nobody, I need a motion to approve, please.
I move.
Ms. Carter makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Garner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0. So we'll go down, Mr. McInnes, we'll go to your business, sir.
Report tonight.
Okay. Mr. Chambers, your business?
All right. I think, as everybody knows, this is Black History Month, and we have schools all throughout Okaloosa County who are, celebrating this month with different activities that they have come up with within each school. But then there are also activities that we put out as a district. Some of those activities are speeches and poster contests. Some of those activities are door decorating contests. As well as each school, each day has different tidbits of information that they can put out to the students with just different facts about different figures. So we appreciate our schools celebrating and having some worthwhile activities, and looking forward to seeing a culmination at the end of the month. There are some awards for some of these different activities that the students are able to earn. So we're looking forward to see how all that plays out at the end of the month. Secondly, I do want to share, I'm excited that on Friday we had a really good meeting with Waste Management. And Waste Management, as I learned in this meeting, as they would say, is a lot more than just trash. It's a lot more than just garbage. And even though that's a main function, one truck is over $350,000, and to upkeep those trucks, there's a lot of work that has to be done, a lot of technicians that have to be skilled in the workforce to be able to keep up with these machines. And they actually not only keep up with it, they anticipate when they're going to break. So they don't wait until the truck breaks. They fix it before it does because they know it's coming with things like artificial intelligence and so forth. So it's a very technological company, but also, technicians, welders, automotive, and so forth. So we shared with them as well, we have a lot of, as you know, CTE programs. They very much want to partner with us, such as just as Step 1 Automotive has partnered with us, and you'll see sometimes Step 1 Automotive will work with some of our automotive classes and just kind of share that expertise. And the same thing will start happening with waste management. So they're excited to eventually get into some of our schools and see some of our programs and be an expertise to these students to where we truly are creating that pipeline from school to the workforce. Or those students who may go to college or the military who may come back to this area, again, they're getting that valuable experience where they can work with waste management. So we're excited about that. One of their individuals will also come on our district council that's led by April Branscombe. So I will say to the board, you would have been very proud of April, Ms. Branscombe. She knows how to speak that talk. They were using a whole bunch of acronyms that I had no idea what they meant, and she knew exactly what they meant. So just very much appreciate that. And then lastly, I'm just going to say a small piece. I think it's important, and I know all of us will have this as well. I know we're all blessed to be at the Ed Support Breakfast, and I don't want to take too much thunder, but I do also want to say to Jody Neely, congratulations. If being up close to him that day and looking at his eyes that literally teared up, he is a great representative of the Ed Support professionals in this school district, and to see how it touched him, that was moving. So that's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chambers. All right, so now we're down to board members' announcements, and we'll go to 15.2. And Ms. Gardner, I'll start with you tonight, ma'am.
Okay, and also just adding a little bit, the breakfast was very nice last Friday. I think it brought a little bit of normalcy to this very unusual time. We followed CDC guidelines. Everyone had their masks. We social distanced. We had plated breakfast, but it was very nice to see everybody come together, because we don't really get to do that such thing with our different employees being at different schools. So it was very, very nice. So thank you for allowing us to do that. Also, I'll announce that the first runner-up was Mayela Nagy. She's at Okaloosa Technical College. She was extremely touched, and I really encourage individuals to go on the website and read their background. It's just amazing. We're very blessed to have these dedicated employees with us. And our second runner-up is Mr. Michael Wright. He represented Ruckle Middle School, and he also was tearing up, and that was just very, very touching to see. So again, thank you for allowing that to take place. Again, we did our social distancing, we had hand sanitizer, we followed CDC guideline, but we were able to come together and celebrate these individuals, and that was the right thing to do. So thank you. And congratulations to everybody, all these employees.
Thank you, Ms. Gardner. Ms. Vanchek?
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for working with that program, and this
Oh, my
first
pleasure.
year is great. Yeah, I've been on that committee. It's wonderful, and we spent a lot of time last week recognizing employees. It was fantastic. It's really good. I also want to thank the Public Schools Foundation, Ms. Gates and Ms. Tate, for putting together the swag bags, which were enviable. I liked them, so that was good. So. The other thing is, Mr. Superintendent, I saw just a blurb about some computers and Cox Communication. Would you explain what happened with that, please?
Absolutely. So we're fortunate enough to have Cox, again, as one of our partners, and they delivered to us a number of desktop computers that our free and reduced lunch students will be able to utilize, and some of them will actually even go to the house to be something that they can utilize for schoolwork, obviously. And then we'll also have about 50 laptops that will go to our schools, again, to some of our Title I schools. But you look at what Cox has done, not only from the Cox Hero Awards to continuing to be a partner to help us provide our kids the technology that they need, but especially some either students or schools that might be in even more need. That's something that we appreciate.
Yeah, that's great. We have so many great partners. One other thing, I know Dr. Kelly usually keeps us on the calendar and everything, but I'm going to jump in and say next Monday's a holiday, and I appreciate that. And happy Valentine's Day, everybody. That's this Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vanchek. Dr. Kelly?
Well, I can only add now, since everything's been touched, but just a comment about the support people as well. Many of those, some recognized and some not, also serve as mentors and volunteers, and they certainly and coach and do a variety of other things too. So they are, in many cases, as equally invested in our schools as our instructional employees are. So they are very highly valued. I just want them all to know that. I too add that Monday is a holiday, and the day before that is Valentine's Day, but also can add that February the 12th is the Hope Squad's Day of Hope. So if you're in a school, you might just ask, what is the Hope Squad at that school doing to celebrate their Day of Hope? And many of them are wearing different colored shirts or making bulletin boards or PSAs for their school to remind them what the Hope Squad is and what they stand for. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Dr. White.
Thank you, Chairman Bryant. Just a couple of quick things. First of all, to say what we all know is how valuable and how important our support employees are. I can tell you at the school level, there are many days that had the support employees not been there, I would have taken the day off too. But I will add that Jody Neely is a great representative for our support employees. Principal Lamb at Meg's put out a great congratulations, if you will, on Facebook. And I also know that Mr. Neely is an outstanding coach as well, as some of you may know too. Just a couple of quick things for parents. The 2021 through 2022 and 2022 through 2023 calendars are now available on OkaloosaSchools.com for planning purposes. And I'll just tell you that that's quite an achievement, because many districts do not put those out there so early and so far in advance. Also, that controlled open enrollment, Mr. Horton, I believe ends on February the 15th, a week. And so parents that are interested in seeking waivers to other schools, they would want to go ahead and do that within this window before it closes. And then finally, we have a literary giant among us, Superintendent Chambers. It was a pleasure reading the editorials that you placed in the Daily News, and those were excellent. I'm very grateful that you wrote those for us, because they were very good, and again, it's very helpful. Thank you for doing that. I can't think of anything more important than communicating with our parents and our constituency and the public, and you did that very adroitly, and thank you for doing that, sir. It's probably because you really are an English major. But in any case, thank you for doing that. And that's all I have, Mr.
All right.
White.
Thank you, Dr. White. And my closing comments are, first of all, Dr. White, thank you for your diligence in the budget analysis and all, and linking us up to the proper links there to kind of see what's going on. You know, you tell it like it is. It's going to be tough, but you know, Okaloosa County will persevere. Will rise to the occasion. But you know, it is just to let everybody know, it's going to be a challenging year as far as the budget goes. Also at Shoal River Middle School tonight, Mitch Buckaloo is coaching his final game as a Shoal River Mustang. And of course, he was at Richburg as a Roadrunner. But if you know Mitch is just a great gentleman on and off the court, just a role model up at Shoal River. As a matter of fact, they're getting ready to tip off in about 5 minutes. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to try to swing in there and watch a little bit of basketball. And also, again, board members, I appreciate all that y'all do, from all the committees that you sit on, just the transparency that we have. Mr. Superintendent, I appreciate your transparency and the communication that we all try to put out there for the general public to see and to understand what's truly going on out there. So, you know, I commend all of you for all the work that you do, and it's just an honor to be able to sit up here and echo what Ms. Ivanchek put on Facebook the other day. We are a great team, and it's just a pleasure to be a part of this team. So I appreciate all of you. And so we'll move down to section 16. This is 2-minute public comment, and I did not get a blue card for those either, and I don't think anybody is next door. And we'll go around the room. Ms. Scallett, Dr. Hale, Ms. Appleberg, Ms. Lightbourne, Mr. Horton. All right, this meeting's adjourned.
All right.